Guys, today we have a lot of leaks about the S21 Fan Edition. We're going to be talking about One UI 4.0 for foldable devices and non-foldable devices. We have an update on that. Let's go ahead and break this all down. So starting off with the way, yes, there has been officially posted a page on Walmart's website in United States and other different countries, and this is a page right here. It says Verizon Samsung Galaxy S21 Fan Edition 128GB model Graphite Edition, and the price tag is $699, which is actually more expensive than I thought the 128GB model would be, which does interest me because that means that we are now looking at the same exact price tag as the Google Pixel 6. So not the 6 Pro, but just the 6. So then we have to start comparing specs and seeing which one is truly worth it. So the next thing we have here, guys, is going to go ahead and come in from Evan Leaks over on Twitter. And he actually posted quite an interesting thing here. So as you guys can see right here, we do have the graphic for the Galaxy S21 Fan Edition. So let's go ahead and actually pull this up. This is like the brochure / advertisement for it. And it says right here, we have CXPS, camera 1, power 2, and display number 3. Of course, it is showing us the different models. It comes with an olive model, graphite, white, and lavender. Key specs is a 6.4-inch dynamic AMOLED 2x display with 120 Hz refresh rate. It also does come with a selfie camera that's 32 megapixel. It comes with a wide 12 megapixel camera and an ultra wide 12 megapixel camera. A processor is a Snapdragon 888 processor with a battery of 4,500 milliamps. Interesting. Okay, so not a bad battery at all. Let's say right here, flagship ship performance, enhanced gameplay, multitasking, and power consumption. Incredible gaming, smooth scrolling, and responsive gaming. Amazing selfies. So again, just typical advertisement stuff. And on the back, on the bottom here, we have the same exact thing we had before, except now it does say it has fast wireless charging, 15 watt, 25 watt, super fast charging. Of course, that's if you plug it in. It also does have an ecosystem, of course, pairing seamlessly with the Galaxy Watch 4, showing different accessories. Also, again, just going back to that display, which is going to go ahead and let's go ahead and get even closer here. We do have for the display a 6.4-inch dynamic OLED. Like I said, it is a full HD 1080 by 2400 display, so not a 4K display. It's going to go ahead and be, of course, a 1080 or 1440p display. There is 3 rear cameras, which is a 12 megapixel f1.8. We have a 12 megapixel f2.2, and we have an 8 megapixel f2.4 telephoto. And of course, the front is going to go ahead and be a 32 megapixel with a f2.2. So very interesting. Let's take a look at the other stuff we have on this advertisement. And I believe we have actually, no, that was the full advertisement. So very interesting for that, I will say. So shout out to Evan Leaks again for posting that. And again, like I said, guys, I'm kind of interested because, you know, when you really break it down, the only phones we're really talking about that price tag, $699, right? We got the iPhone mini, right? The mini series. We also, of course, do have this phone right here, and we have the Pixel 6, which let me go ahead and pull up the specs for you guys here, because that's where truly I feel like that's the true competitor if you're comparing this phone to another phone in the market right here. And of course, shout out to, let me go ahead and make sure I get the correct shout here, GS Arena. And this, of course, is the specs of the Google Pixel 6, which does come in with a display, which is, of course, a 90 hertz display that has HDR10 plus. It has the same 6.4-inch display, same exact pixel, so same exact everything except for the refresh rate of it. This is, of course, having Android 12. Which of course will be Android 12 on the FE edition. So either way, it's going to be the same. The main camera, though, is a 50 megapixel dual 50 megapixel camera. Features, of course, is a 50 megapixel camera and a 12 megapixel camera and a 17 megapixel camera on the back, so a little bit better camera wise. The front camera on this phone is going to be an 8 megapixel f2.0 camera. So again, like I said before, you know, you kind of give and take, right? This phone for the what's called Fan Edition comes with a 32 megapixel front camera, while this one right here is going to go ahead and give you simply an 8 megapixel front camera. This gives you a 50. It also gives you a 12 and a 17. While, of course, that's going to be a little bit different on the other phone. And, of course, this phone right here does go ahead and record front camera does display at 1080p 30 fps, while of course the back camera is going to go ahead and give you that 4K at 60 fps, perfect crisp video, which of course you can't actually use and watch back on these phones because they don't have 4K displays. It does have a fingerprint reader, which is under display. It also does have an optical, and that is that. Now, going ahead and taking a look at the Fan Edition, I don't think they actually showed us if it did have a fingerprint reader or if it was a a fingerprint reader, if it was a facial recognition. I'm gonna guess exactly the same as the Galaxy S21. I wouldn't see why they would change it, because the point of this phone is to literally have the exact same, you know, concept of the 21. Take all the things you love about 21 and then bring it over to this phone. Now, this phone does go ahead and come in with 6 gigabytes of RAM, and of course does have 2 storage options, while the Google Pixel 6, just the 6, not the 6 Pro, of course, it's going to go ahead and come in with, let's go ahead and see real fast. Memory is going to go ahead and be 8 gigabytes of RAM. So plus 2 gigabytes of RAM. Again, like I said, these are exactly the same price tag, $699, $699. So at the end of the day, if you are breaking these down on which one you should pick up, I mean, it all comes down to your personal taste, obviously, like look-wise. But if you're really just breaking down specs, you're going to get a better camera setup on the S21 Fan Edition. You're going to get a better screen at 120 hertz. But then you're also going to get better stuff on the Pixel, which of course is going to go ahead and give you a little bit more RAM. It's going to give you a better camera setup on the back rather than the front. So it's kind of back and forth, right? And again, there has been a lot of issues and reported issues with the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro when it came to when they first launched. So there's a lot of glitches with the software. Obviously, it is running Android 12, and obviously Android 12 will be running on the S21 Fan Edition. So keep that in mind. There are some glitches back and forth that probably will be shared. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this video, guys, is going to go ahead and be the fact that we actually have some kind of update. And this is not much of an update, sadly, but it is at least somewhat of an update. And that is coming in from Ralu from MS Power User, who posted this right here. So when it comes to the premium Galaxy S20, it looks like they will be the next in line to go ahead and actually receive the One UI 4.0 stable update. So if you guys did not see my last video, I talked about this in my last video, but pretty much that yes, this bad boy right here, the Fold 3, has not gotten the stable update since the last update we got. I mean, there was an update on the 17th, but it was not rolled out to the whole entire global market. It was only strictly to South Korea. And even then, Samsung actually stopped that update because it wasn't actually a good update and it was having issues. So at this moment in time, we have no idea what Samsung is doing when they are going to release the Galaxy Z Fold 3, actual stable update for One UI 4.0. But it looks like what they're going to be doing in January is really pushing this out. So again, this is all speculation at the moment in time, but based on what Ralu said, he pretty much said that in January, this is when we're going to see them pushing out this One UI 4.0 update, including, of course, the Galaxy S20 series will be the first to kind of get that, in line to get that update, then probably the Z Fold 3, and so on and so on. Right now, the Galaxy S21 series is the only flagship phone to actually have that stable update, and it actually works okay on. With that in mind, guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I hope you guys all enjoyed your Christmas, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.